that down, let's move on to this, shall we? You don't have to mute your computers for this, but this next story, which is out and public, this is a public story right now, does contain what I would consider to be a minor spoiler for Daredevil season 1 and 2, because it's something that happens in the first couple of minutes of the episode. Okay. And again, as I'm saying, this is now headlines. These are out public information. I'm not giving away anything that isn't public information right now. All right. So Foggy dies.
What?
In the first 10 minutes of the show.
Just to upset me.
Just to make Chris Carr mad. But for those of you who are feeling kind of mad about it, well, guess what? The head of Disney Plus streaming and Marvel streaming has now come out and said, according to this headline, that Foggy Nelson is confirmed to return for Daredevil Born Again season 2. Somehow Foggy has returned. Says this: Henson's Foggy and Deborah Ann Woolf's Karen Page were at the heart of the Netflix Daredevil series, so bringing them back as a part of the new MCU series creative overhaul was certainly the right choice. However, Daredevil Born Again episode 1's ending saw Foggy die after being shot by Bullseye. Actually, that wasn't the ending. That was the very beginning of the show. While that event seemed to seal his fate, that might not be so certain now. Speaking to Phase Hero, Marvel Studios head of streaming, Brad Winderbaum, confirmed that Foggy Nelson and Karen Page will be back for Born Again season 2. Dun dun dun.
And Star-Lord.
All right. And Star-Lord. And White Vision. And Blade will make his first appearance. So, okay. The thing about this confuses me here is that Foggy is not a Celestial that we know of. He's not an immortal or an Eternal. Maybe he was like one of the lost Eternals. I don't know. And not only did he die and then the show went on, he died and then it goes 1 year later. He's been gone. So this raises a couple of possibilities. Number one, do we find out in a flashback at the beginning of Born Again season 2 that Foggy's body was taken away by the foot or the hand? Sorry.
I do it all the time too.
I keep confusing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ninjas,
it's too
the
easy.
foot and the hand.
It just, as long as there's ninjas.
Yeah.
Did the members of the hand take him away and go through some kind of same resurrection process that they did for Elektra previously, and that he's back? Or is it a more straightforward thing of, remember, there's a big gap of time between when we left off of Daredevil season 3 and Daredevil Born Again season 1. There's a big window of time. Years have passed. Is his presence in Daredevil Born Again season 2 going to be flashback stuff? Much like an Unto Say if you're watching Dexter, flashbacks of conversations with Harry, or Paradise. Flashbacks of before the catastrophe.
Yeah, James Marsden gets killed in the first episode, but he's in every episode.
But he's in every single episode, and apparently
he's season 2.
Yeah, they will.
Apparently he's going to be in season 2.
Yeah.
So, guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Hungryroot. Grocery shopping used to be one of the biggest struggles. Between your busy schedule and wanting to eat healthier, it just feels impossible to stay on top of everything. But all that changes when you discover Hungryroot, the easiest way to eat healthy without the hassles. Hungryroot is like having your own personal grocery shopper. They take care of the weekly shopping for you, recommending healthy, high-quality groceries tailored to your tastes, nutritional preferences, and even health goals. They've got it all: smoothies, snacks for the kids, ready-to-eat meals, and even supplements. For me, Hungryroot is absolutely a game changer, guys. My health goals have become so much easier to stick to. I love how they personalize my cart every week and even get smart about my preferences as I go. It's honestly stress-free and so simple. You're gonna love Hungryroot as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Campea and use the code Campea. That's hungryroot.com/Campea, using the code Campea to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/Campea, code Campea. Anyway, so is it going to be all flashback based? Is he returning? Chris, I know you weren't very happy
No,
that they killed off Foggy.
but I get it. We touched on this yesterday, but that would be really, moving for Matt. What's it like? He's not tethered to somebody who really wants him to do things by the book.
Because
Chris,
if
Chris, it's me from the other side, Chris.
He's
I
Southern.
crossed over.
Once
You come here,
once you go to heaven, you get Southern.
you cross into
he
Dixie.
gets Southern.
I don't want to go, Chris.
What's west of the Mississippi? Heaven.
So
That's what it is.
Peace.
here's the
Serenity
question though.
and
Like
light.
we heard in the trailer, Kingpin asked Matt in the trailer, "Why did you stop being your darker side?" And he said a line was crossed. We all then assumed that meant he probably killed somebody. We needed a narrative anchor that was believable to us about what would drive Matt at this point in his life to kill somebody. Killing Foggy would make him
Yeah.
want to kill somebody. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
So, I mean, you could do flashbacks. You could go Jessica Jones with what they did with Kilgrave and have this as a voice almost in Matt's head, his conscious manifesting as Foggy, something of that nature, doing confessionals maybe to Foggy instead of going to the church. That could be an option of talking things through with his friend. There is a comic book reason he could come back, though. So you probably know about this, Rob. Back in 2006, a Brubaker run had Foggy Nelson murdered. He was stabbed, and the FBI faked his death. Now, what makes that different here, though, is Matt heard Foggy's heartbeat stop.
Yes.
So that is a little bit of a stretch, but also we're in the MCU, right? We're in the Marvel universe where no one's really dead. So he could come back through the chamber from Electro or some other kind of hoodoo or something of that nature. So we could have those kinds of things. Karen coming back obviously is much more plausible. I love in the
she's
chat.
just in San Francisco.
Yeah, she's in San Francisco.
She's
She can
not
get on
in
a plane.
heaven.
Yeah, she's not in heaven. She
He doesn't
didn't
cross over
die.
Dixie.
She's
yet.
representing the West
the other
Coast
side of
Avengers.
I love in the chat someone put that they all just start saying quack, 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 and then he comes back to life. It's a Bash Brothers reference. Mighty Ducks, nobody.
Yes.
Bueller? Okay.
I
Thank
just
you,
think-
Jonathan.
Look, I think they're going to do something different. I think it's definitely going to be a flashback thing, but I think at the end, I would assume, since they know he's coming back already, that we're going to find out whatever the machinations of the plot are, that something is going to be revealed that has its roots in the past, that Foggy was deeply involved in. Like, it's going to be almost like a cliffhanger. And then, like with Paradise episodes, it'll start, the next season will start 5 years earlier or something. And you're going to see, like you said, in that 6.5 year interim period between the end of the next Netflix series and this, there's going to be a much larger story that's being told that Foggy, unbeknownst to anyone else, was probably involved with. And they're going to show that. They're going to show us what
So
happened.
kind of like, what was the name of the actor who played Cypher in The Matrix again?
yeah, Joey Pants.
Right. So,
Joe Pantoliano.
Thank you. So, so something like his role in the last Bad Boys, where he's dead, but then they find out I was actually involved in something much bigger, and there are recordings of him.
Right.
Or could they really Dexter it, where Dexter's just talking to Ghost Foggy? But to your point about the thing about how the catch is that Daredevil heard his heart stopping.
Yeah.
In The Dark Knight Returns, Superman also heard Bruce's heart stop beating,
True.
but then at the funeral, he heard it kick back on, right? So maybe they could be doing that storyline that you were
maybe
pointing
perhaps
out.
over his own wailing and then pushing Bullseye off the
But-
building. He didn't hear the heart
That was the
restart.
thing. Bullseye got him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's going to be because
Like
I
never
like
misses.
stories that go back into the past, and we're going to see. It's not going to be flashbacks, or it's going to be an actual story where you're going to see Foggy get embroiled, and it's going to be heartbreaking.
Well, okay, listen,
that.
I hate bringing this up, but it is the part of the fabric of the MCU. Somebody in the live chat, which I think was Tremble Dust, what if Foggy was a Skrull?
Yeah, a couple of people said that.
I don't think they're going to go back into that after the disaster of Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I don't.
But I mean, that does become one of the possible. What if that was Skrull Foggy that got shot? And
I just don't think they would do that because this is a
agree.
human level. They're going to keep this. They want to keep the pathos there.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
agree.
they would.
Yeah.
But I think finding out that Foggy is involved in and he had to do something sacrificial, make it a real noir story that was really hard on him that no one knew about, and he kept it a secret, which makes him more noble.
That's very true.
All right, guys, question is for you. Did you cry out in terror like the household of Chris Carr last night when Foggy bit it? Well, rejoice. It sounds like he's coming back, but how? We don't know. Is it a resurrection thing? Is it he was never dead thing? Is it a past flashback memory thing? Is it talking to Dexter's dad, force ghost kind of thing? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.